You know, I always said that if Pokemon made a rated R version, I'd be all over it. This isn't quite that, but it's a step in the right direction. Palworld has sold nearly 20 million copies and counting, and it's on the tip of everyone's tongue. The truth about what this game is and isn't is enshrouded in controversy, making it difficult to discern. We've heard it all before though, right? I typically pass on the hype, but I wanted to give this one a shot and guinea pig it myself. And with such a heavy MMO background, I wasn't sure how this would go. So here goes nothing. So open world survival games are like being tossed into a massive virtual wilderness. You navigate through a sandbox of challenges like hunger, wildlife, and the elements, while crafting, building, and outsmarting both the environment and the other players. It's an immersive adventure where your main goal is simple: survive and thrive in a vast, unpredictable digital world. The environment and landscapes actually look really good. The world has an animated look to it without looking too cartoony. Some key features in this open world adventure include a sprawling, interconnected game world that encourages players to explore diverse environments, realistic day and night cycles, weather changes, and an evolving world that adds immersion and unpredictability. High levels of interaction with the environment, allowing players to affect and manipulate the elements in the game world. And last but not least, quests and objectives. Varied and engaging missions that give players purpose, guiding them through the open world and offering challenges and rewards. The character creation is pretty limited, and to me, all of them look ugly, strange, and the size proportions are a bit comical. This doesn't interfere with my enjoyment of the game, and the avatar options seem to fit the world. Options are somewhat limited as I couldn't find a brightness gamma adjustment option, which could have helped at times. I was also sad to find out there's no zoom out option, as personally I feel like I'm too close to my character. One of the main mechanics or features of this game is the ability to catch and utilize pals. Pals are quite simply creatures that you can recruit to your team to help out with your base or out in the field with combat. It's quite obvious this whole pal system is similar to the all too famous Pokemon. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, and although I can draw tons of similarities, it doesn't feel like Pokemon to me. Again, I haven't really played anything Pokemon except Pokemon Go, so take this opinion for what it is. Just an opinion. The pal diversity is massive with tons of different elements and options. There really is too many to go over, but so far I'm happy with the wide variety of pals I've come across so far. The resource gathering and crafting system is a very simple one, and I think it works well. For example, in the beginning you're just grabbing sticks and stones, but later on you'll be gathering through mining and forestry, and even further on you'll be using a quarry and lumber mill with the assistance of pals. I rather enjoy that even the gathering has some depth to how it is conducted because there is a sense of progression, like I'm getting more efficient and better at the simple tasks of gathering supplies. There are several environmental challenges in Palworld. The first one I ran into is staving off the cold. Its meter is measured with a simple gauge showing if you're too cold or too hot. This is fixable by carrying a torch or staying near a campfire, and this temperature mechanic seems to only affect you during the night hours. You can, of course, and are supposed to, sleep through the night to avoid dealing with this. At its core, this mechanic seems like a time limiter, which is a bit annoying because your excursions are limited because of this. Another survival mechanic is hunger. You have to keep your character fed. This is easy enough to deal with, and food seems abundant at any stage of the game. More importantly, this hunger aspect also affects your pals, which necessitates you to streamline your food production. It was a satisfying feeling when my pals could more or less make food for themselves after I built the necessary structures. At this point, I've only been invaded twice, but a bunch of bomb-type birds and other creatures invaded my base and started blowing stuff up. Luckily, me and my team of pals were able to fend them off. I like the fact that this seemed random and added a sense of danger where I can't be complacent within my base, and I hope to see more of these events during my gameplay. Thus far, there doesn't seem to be much of a story. Apparently, there are some mysterious towers and there's some evil syndicate that is associated with the tower somehow. I'm sure the story will develop some more, but at this point, it's mostly just me and my pals trying to survive. Palworld does help guide you by giving you quests. In the top right, there are objectives that are constantly updating, guiding you to the next major step. Beyond the actual quests, if you want to level your base further, there are objectives in there as well. The game so far does let you know what to aim for, and I always had a good idea of what I'm working towards. Pals have some depth to them. They can have a variety of abilities and utility. Finding the perfect pal could be a bit of a challenge if you decided you want him to be good in the battlefield and good in the base. Some of the bonuses given to combat abilities have weaknesses for the base utility, so more than likely I think I'll have a pal for each if I like one enough. I personally think some of the abilities are awesome, like you can pick up the fire pal and use them as a flamethrower, or my leaf pal can be used as a machine gun. To me, this is fun. There is a base building aspect in Palworld. A lot of it. So far, my primary objective seems to build things that help me build other things. New buildings are unlocked through the tech tab, and each building I put in gives my base some type of major benefit or utility. I haven't made many defenses yet, but I haven't had to. That may change. I wanted to touch just a little bit on some of the controversy surrounding this game in relation to Pokemon. It is my opinion that it does remind me of Pokemon, but I feel that Palworld is better than anything I've seen come from Pokemon. Granted, I haven't beat the game yet. This opinion may change over time. At this point, I don't want to give this game a rating, but I would say in my time playing, which is about maybe 30 hours or so, it's addicting, fun, and I feel compelled to do everything I can in there, and there is a lot to do. I'm new to this game and the genre, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Just let me know about some of your experiences or tips and tricks in the comments below. And as always, if you guys haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, and I'll see you on the next one.